Canonical cover. Today we are going to learn the examples of canonical cover. So in any relation model, there exists a set of functional dependencies. This functional dependency, when closely observed, might contain redundant attributes. Now everything is fine. Voice and PPT, everything is fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The ability of removing this redundant attribute without affecting the capabilities of functional dependency is known as a canonical cover of functional dependency. So what here we are doing, we are removing the redundant attributes. Canonical cover of functional dependency is sometimes also referred as a minimal cover. Its other name is minimal cover. There are three steps to calculate the canonical cover for a relational scheme having set of functional dependency. We will cover the step with the example. First, I am explaining the example through the PPT. Then on whiteboard, I am going to explain some examples. I am calculating some example in whiteboard after this PPT. So it is denoted by MC. So consider a relation R A B C D having attributes and the given functional dependencies. First functional dependency B tends to A, second is AD tends to C, third is C tends to ABD. These things are given. This many things are given to us. Now we have to follow certain rules. The first rule is step 1 is decompose the functional dependency using decomposition rule Alstrom axioms single attribute on right hand side. You already learn in mathematics association, decomposition, union, rules, transitive dependency. This all you have learned during mathematics subject. So what we have to do, first we have to apply the decomposition rule and we have to decompose any attribute that is available in right hand side. Right now we are talking about only right hand side, not a left hand side. So you can see here there is a composite attribute ABC is available with FD3 in right hand side, so we have to decompose it. Now how to decompose it? I'm not talking about left hand side, that's why see here I have not touched even this AD, it is as it is. Right now I'm talking about the left hand right hand side only. That's why I have to decompose this A B C, A B and D. So first and second FD I have to write as it is, B tends to A I have to keep it as it is, AD tends to C I have to keep as it is. So as per the rule of decomposition, you can decompose C tends to A, C tends to B and C tends to B. So you can see here I have decomposed all these three FDs. Now step 2 is remove an extraneous attribute from left hand side of a functional dependency by calculating the closure of FDs having 2 or more attributes in left hand side. So what we have to do, we have to remove the extraneous attribute from the left hand side and then that we can find out by calculating the closure of one or more attributes in left hand side. So whatever the extra attribute means more than one attributes are there that we can consider as extra attribute. If there is a single attribute, then no need to consider it as extraneous attribute. We can have whole dependency can be extraneous, but a single attribute we cannot consider as extraneous. So here AD tends to C. This is the extraneous attribute. From this dependency, we have to find out whether A is extraneous or whether D is extraneous. So here from A, you can write down A is closer A, D is closer D. So here we can say, in this case, attribute A can only determine A and D can only determine D. So there is no extraneous attribute present in this FD. So it will remain same. It will not going to remove. Some examples will be there where we are removing. Remove having transitive dependency. First thing is we have to remove decomposition of, we can say if there are more than one attribute and right hand side, then we have to decompose it. Second thing is we have to find out the extraneous attribute in left hand side, and if it is there, then we have to remove this. Third thing is we have to find out the transitive dependency, and if there is a transitive dependency exists, then we have to remove the transitive dependency. So here in this three dependent, transitive dependency means what? The transitive dependency means you can say if A tends to B and B tends to C, then you can write down C tends to A, right? Or A tends to C. This is the transitive dependency. So this loop we have to break, right? So here you can see there is B tends to A, C tends to A, and C tends to B. So this 3 is creating a transitive dependency. So here X tends to Y tends to X, and X tends to Z. So what we are doing, X tends to Z should be, we are removing. Here Z will come. X tends to Y and Y tends to Z. Then you can write down X tends to Z. So this X tends to Z you have to remove. So B tends to A will be there. C tends to B will be there. But here C tends to A is an extraneous transitive dependency. Here you can see A to C. This is the extraneous. So that we have to remove. So the extraneous attribute we are removing. Remaining we are keeping as it is. So this is our answer. Okay, now the next is FD2 and 4 that can be clubbed together, hence canonical cover should be, you can write down like this. You can even merge C here. C tends to B and C tends to D. So after applying the rule of decomposition, you can, association, you can combine this two. C tends to BD, AD tends to C. See here, we can say answer varies from logic to logic. You can find out answer by doing some more examples, by practicing some more examples. So this is the answer. V tends to A, AD tends to C, and C tends to BD. Now we will see some more examples. We are calculating it in board, on board. Let me explain some more examples. Are you able to see whiteboard? Hello? Are you able
Yes,
to
ma'am.
see my screen? Okay, fine. Now we are going to calculate one more example. So there is simple example. First I'm calculating. Relation R is given with attribute A, B, and C, and the FDs are given. Here you can do the single bracket, and in FDs you can do the curly bracket. FDs are given, A tends to B and AB tends to C. And the second FD, A tends to B and AB tends to C is given here. Now what we have to do, we have to first apply the decomposition rule. As I told you, if there is any, we can say combined attribute at right hand side, no, there is no combined attribute at right hand side. So no decomposition rule will be there. Second is you have to find out the extraneous attribute in left hand side, and that extraneous attribute you will going to get by finding the closure of that particular given variable, right? Okay. So here we can see that if I can take closure of A, closure of A will be A, B, right? And from this AB, I am getting C. I'm getting closure of A is the ABC. I'm getting from the closure of A. It means from A, I'm getting everything. So there is no need of, we can say, B. B is an extraneous attribute here. So what is the answer? Answer is A tends to B and A tends to C is the answer. Why this B is extraneous? Because from A's closer, I'm getting everything. ABC, I'm getting from A's closer. So there is no need of B. If A alone can do some task, there is no need of assigning task to more than one variable. If there is Akshat who is telling me, Madam, I alone can complete this task. So for say same task, I cannot allot more than one student. If one student is able to finish that task in a given time duration, other student will do other tasks, right? So the B is extraneous attribute here. So this is your answer. A tends to B and A tends to C. These are your answers. Now we will see one more example. There is one other example given, relation R having attributes A, B, and C. And the FDs given are A tends to B, B tends to C, and A tends to C. A tends to B tends to C, and A tends to C. This is the given a problem statement to us. Now, what is our first step? First step is to apply decomposition at right hand side. There is no double attribute in right hand side. In all the FDs, we are having single attribute in right hand side. So there is no need of applying decomposition, right? Second thing is we have to check it out transitive dependency, or is there any extra attribute in left hand side, but there are only single, right? And third thing is what we have to do, we have to find out the transitive dependency. Yes, you can see here A tends to C is a transitive dependency, right? Because in from A's closer, you can see here From A's closure, what I'm getting? I'm getting A itself, plus I'm getting A tends to B from the dependency. So AB is there. And from B, from second dependency, I'm getting C. So from A's closure, I'm getting everything, A, B, C, all I'm getting. So there is no need of A tends to C. This dependency is, we can say, transitive. This is extra. I have already shown you such kind of triangle that A tends to B, B tends to C. Then you can write down either C tends to A or A tends to C. So there is no need of this A tends to C. This is the extra or transitive dependency that you have to remove, because from all given these two, you will going to get all the attribute. You are deriving all attribute, right? I told you that one person is able to do alone the task, then there is no need of assigning the same task again and again to everybody, right? So this is the, we can say, transitive dependency that you have to remove. So A tends to B and B tends to C is your answer. Wo easy check. If whenever you will get some extra attribute that you have to remove. So three things you have to remember. The first thing is singleton attribute should be at right hand side. If it is not that, then you have to try to get it. Second thing is no extra attribute is on left hand side. Third thing is there is no redundant FDs. It means there is no transitive FDs. Only these three things you have to remember, and you can easily find out the canonical cover. Now I have already sent you questions, practice questions that in which some examples are given. So you can practice for some more examples.